Hi, we're Nick and Tyler, and we live in a van.
Yeah, so we dropped my mom and aunt off yesterday, and we've kind of been making our way up north. So for the next couple weeks, we will be heading to Pittsburgh/DC. That's kind of where we're heading. I have to be at a wedding in April, or get to be at a wedding in April, I guess. And so we're flying out of Pittsburgh, but we're gonna be spending like 4 or 5 days in DC beforehand. And so that's kind of our next direction of where we're going. So for the next few videos, over the next 3 weeks, we're gonna be heading up the coast that direction.
So as of right now, though, we are just a little bit east of Jacksonville, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
We donated plasma this morning, which is why we're banded. And we're here at this Kingsley Plantation.
Yeah, so we are staying just north of here. We didn't want to head up there right now. We figured we would do a little bit of a detour just so we could see a little bit more of Jacksonville or the surrounding area. And there's like 4 or 5 state parks near here. There's a ton of beaches, and we haven't been to a plantation before, and this is only open Wednesdays through Sundays, and so we figured, never been, might as well explore.
Pretty excited to check out this plantation and all the other things that are surrounding. As we were driving in, it has a very beautiful drive through like the forest, and you can see some streams and all this different kind of stuff. So we're really excited to go check it out and see what it has in store.
We'll try and do a couple of shots on our way out of the drive just because it was so pretty. So. It's been really interesting. We've been listening to the audio tour, and there's a bunch of other stuff over here. So like there's this building, which is it's like 2 stories, and that's where like the wives lived, and
the main house.
Yeah, that's kind of the main house. But then like right behind it is where like the plantation owner lived himself, and he was actually polygamous, so he had like 4 wives. His first wife was actually a slave. She was from Africa, became a slave, and he like fell in love with her, and so he got her emancipated. And up until 1820 here in Florida, it was under Spanish rule, and so if you were a slave and you were emancipated or you became free, you had a lot of rights and a lot of privileges. And then after it became a US state, a lot of those rights were taken away. So she, as his first wife, like owned slaves because she was a free slave. She helped with the plantation. She did all of that stuff, and she lived in that house right there.
That's pretty interesting. We also went into this other building. I think that was the stable. And the stable, they did obviously tons of different things with the horses and repairing the carriages and the leather for the horses and stuff. The thing that was really interesting that I didn't think of before was that it was saying that in the mix when you harvest sugar, only 10% of it is actually like sugar. So it takes like 5 gallons of water, and I can't remember the exact other things, but it takes a lot of like the crop of the sugar cane to make like just 5 pounds of sugar that you could get at the store, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Something else that was interesting that they talked a lot about in that one in particular is that the guy that owned this, Kingsley, he very much believed in like the Spanish way of doing slavery, where there was a 3-caste system. So it was the whites, it was the freed slaves, and then the slaves that were currently in captivity. And so if you could buy your like freedom basically, and he, even after like Florida became a state, he still supported that, and like he just really believed it, which is really interesting. It's not something that I had ever really thought about. It wasn't always from like the most like amazing moral grounds basically from what it was saying, but it was a really interesting thing to learn.
So I think it's been just really interesting to like kind of be here and be experiencing this like firsthand, kind of like reading the history about it and kind of getting it from a lot of different perspectives, which has been really cool.
Yeah, so now we're gonna head over to the like slavery homes, or the slaves' homes. What am I saying?
The cabins.
We're heading to the cabins and we'll show you that. So this is really like the only one that's like restored to what it would look like. But these are all homes of those that were slaves, and they have them all over. They're trying to preserve them, and so you can actually come over here and feel what they're made out of, which is pretty interesting. It's really interesting being here, and we've learned so much, and so I'm really grateful that like this exists. I feel like they did it justice, and they're taking a hard topic and trying to educate and also help us understand what happened at the time. So it's really interesting. If you're ever in Jacksonville, Florida and have a car and want to drive a little bit of ways, it was about a 30-minute drive from like the downtown Jacksonville area, and this is called Kingsley Plantation, and I highly recommend it. It's really cool here.
It's very interesting. I think I was telling Ty in the car, but I learned about a lot of this stuff when I was in school, but it's very different seeing it in person, kind of getting a close-up view of what life was like.
So this is the trees and the view, and it's so pretty. We really like it. What are your thoughts, Nick?
It's very majestical. It's definitely a very bumpy road, so you can't go too fast, but it reminds me a lot of the one place we stayed in North Florida.
Oh yeah.
Super open Harvest Host.
We stayed
kind of like drive through this like almost tunnel of like Spanish moss and trees.
It's so pretty. Love it.
Look at him.
Look, there's a turtle in the middle of the road.
What a cutie pie. I'm gonna go over the top of it.
Don't crush him, Nick.
I'm not gonna. Okay, so we just got to Savannah. Well, we've been here for a little bit. Tyler had a meeting, so we were doing that.
We're walking around this Forsyth Park. I don't know how to say it. And it's beautiful. So we found the fountain, and we're heading over. We've just kind of been walking around. There are tons of trees, and it feels way better than sitting in the van, which is where I did my call. And my phone overheated, and so now it's in our fridge.
So yeah, it's really beautiful. There's tons of like flowers blooming. There's tons of moss everywhere. We like it a lot. So after browsing the city for a little bit, we stopped and had lunch. I looked up this place while Tyler was working. It was called Clary's Cafe. It's this little diner place. And I got a California Reuben sandwich, and Tyler got a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Ty, tell him all about your experience.
So good. I like enjoy Philly cheesesteaks, but that one was phenomenal. It was so yummy. One of the best ones I've ever had. The whole diner experience was so nice. Like, everybody was so kind. I love the people here. They're so, like, we've just been like wandering the streets, and the streets are beautiful. The architecture is amazing. I think I really like, okay, well, he just showed you a creepy alley. So
that was cool.
That doesn't count.
All right, I'll show you the trees.
They're so
beautiful,
so fun. But yeah, I'm kind of sad that we only decided to be here for a day. We have like the whole next few weeks like planned out and like booked places, which is very different than how we've been doing it. And so I know we'll get to where we need to go in a timely manner, but I'm just a little bit sad because it's so like wonderful here, and I kind of wish that we were here for a couple more days.
Yeah, we've really enjoyed it. It's been super fun, and we're excited. Now we got some food in our tummies. We're gonna go explore a couple museums. There's a Prohibition Museum, and then we're gonna explore like a Savannah history museum. We're gonna go check that out, and then we're gonna go walk by the river is our plan. So yeah, we're excited to see what we're gonna see. So we made it to St. John the Baptist Cathedral.
Basilica.
And it looks very similar to the one in New York.
Yeah, we went to a cathedral there.
I used to call them basilisks because she couldn't say
basilicas.
Basilica.
We're in the basilica, and it's so cool.
It's really, really pretty. We've seen a lot of basilicas in Italy and even in Utah. We've seen like quite a few different ones, but
I wouldn't say Utah, but like we went to some in New York. Mm-hmm. We've seen them like San Francisco, so like
ever
all over
since
the
we
US.
went to Italy, we've been a lot more like aware of the basilicas in the cities we go to.
And the cathedrals and stuff.
Good spots.
Alright, so we are just continuing to wander around Savannah. Absolutely love it here, and we decided to come to the History of Savannah Museum. So we're just kind of walking around, and it's really cool. They just basically took donations, so whatever you wanted to spend, you could do it here, which is really nice. So they have like this train, they have all of these like river towboats. They just like have tons of information about Savannah in general, which is really cool because before coming here we literally did zero research, knew just about nothing about Savannah, and while we're falling in love with the city, it's really cool to start to learn the history as well. They also have little trolleys that you can do where you can hop on and off at like all these like historical sites. So a few of the places we've already been, like people hopped off and was looking at it. So if you ever come to Savannah, I highly recommend coming here first, trying to get to know a little bit of it, and then potentially doing a little trolley tour.
Okay, so we just made it out of the museum and
It's raining.
the severe thunderstorm raining is now it's for real.
It was cloudy but not rainy.
And now
Like
it's
the entire
rainy but
time,
not cloudy.
and now it's like pouring rain. Love it. Nick was a saint and ran through the water. We like took cover under
In a hotel.
Yeah, in a Marriott, because they were like, you can come in if you want. So we like sat in there for a few minutes, and then it started to die down, and Nick was like, I'll just like run and go get the fan. So as you can see, he's changed because he got
I feel dry
soaked.
now.
He got super wet, and I just gotta hang out in a Marriott for a few minutes and wait for him. So yeah.
It was pretty fun. It was number 2 of our like New York style experiences because we had a similar experience.
Yeah, in New York, we walked out of a Broadway show. It was our last night in New York, and it was pouring rain, so we had to go back to our hotel in the pouring rain. It was like very memorable. Like it was like a really fun like memory for us. But this time it was just Nick that did it. I definitely could have gone, but he very much encouraged me not to. So thanks, Nick.
Because I am chivalrous.
Yay!
So this morning we woke up and decided to go to Tybee Island, which is 20-ish minutes away from where we were last night, east towards the coast. So we're here. I'm gonna pay for parking, and then we're gonna go check out the beach.
Tybee Island, we kind of looked it up and it said that it was the closest beach to Savannah, and quite a few people like spend time here. So we decided to see what it's about, and it is very pretty.
It's pretty nice.
Another day, another beach. Very pretty. Definitely not Pensacola, but I don't know if anything will ever compare. After enjoying the beach for a little over an hour, a storm is rolling in. So we're heading to close to Charleston, South Carolina today. So we already knew that we needed to leave, but we figured we would come see the beach in Georgia. What'd you think, Nick?
I liked it. I think it was really peaceful. I wasn't really expecting a lot from a Georgia beach, but it was really nice. I think we came to the right spot because further down that way was a little bit busy, and further down that way was a little bit busier. So we came in like right at the right time. Yeah, it was perfect. And then a family came in and their kids were really loud, but we got it all to ourselves for a little bit, so that was nice. So now I think we're gonna go try and eat somewhere in Savannah before heading to Charleston.
back in downtown Savannah, and that's where we're going to eat for lunch. It's called Crystal Beer Parlor. Kind of excited, had amazing reviews, 4.5 stars, so we'll let you know how it goes. All right,
So cool.
so we got fried pickles, classic if you know us.
Look how thick.
They're so thick.
Usually they're like super thin pickle chips, and they're very like, they're like okay.
These are like phenomenal.
These are really good.
So we're getting this, we got a burger to share, and then we're gonna try peach cobbler because we've been in Georgia for like 3 days now and we haven't had anything peach wise. So we're really excited. So far, pickles, what would you rate them?
10 out of 10. These
They're
are
like
so good.
some of the best I've ever had.
I like them a lot.
Love.
So we thought we were getting our peach cobbler after, and we got
They brought our peach cobbler
That
back.
wasn't supposed to come up.
That's okay. We're not even upset.
I guess we're having
Dessert.
dessert.
Well, that's, you know, life.
So yeah, it came out a little early, so we'll let you know how it goes. This is the best cobbler I've ever had in my life.
It's so good.
And it's not because I'm hungry, because we just devoured those pickles. Oh my god.
It's so good.
Alright, and last up on the docket, we've got a burger with some onion rings.
Okay, we just finished at Crystal Beer Parlor,
That's the spot.
and it was so good.
Yeah, it was really yummy. Definitely, like the fried pickles and the cobbler were the best part. I'm not like a huge onion ring person, but they suggested it, so we got them, and neither of us were impressed. Burger was really good as well. We just split a burger, but definitely like cobbler, I could have eaten like 6 of those.
The cobbler
and,
was
still would have eaten.
magical. The peaches were so good.
Yeah, phenomenal.
So good.
Highly recommend. Goodbye, Savannah. The only part that we didn't really see was right by the riverfront, and yet here we are on the bridge, seeing it anyways. Hello from outside of Charleston, South Carolina. We're taking a harbor tour so you can see that.